YouTube. I think this is episode 18. Episode 18. Episode 18. Episode 18. Why? I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask the question. Where's my knife at? I'm going to show you guys how when we can't find a spoon. Okay, I'm back now. So why music? That's gonna be my first question. Got my C4. I got my Leslie's hat on. I got my, you guys seen this shirt before, so I'm gonna start. When I sit down, start making my own merch. I've been wanting to do that for years. And this was before I even got to music. But why music? Why? No, you guys did not come to hear me practice. But why music? And I'm gonna give you the simplest answer that I can give you, because I can. Plain and simple. I saw a pianist and she was playing and she was like, watch me make my ugly face, blah 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 blah, Instagram. And she played it so well that when she was done, she got up like what? Because I can. Because I can. And you can too. How do you come up with your melodies? I come out with them in my head and I put them on the keys because simply I can. I am trying to literally push my brain to the I want to see what this brain can do. I want to see if I can so, because I simply can. I want to actually push this brain to see what exactly it can do. And you're never going to be too old you're never going to be too old to do anything. Remember, there was a TED Talk. I told you there's a TED Talk that you guys should see. Type in TED Talk genius. Just type in those two words. Type in those two words. And I'm very interested to find out the capacity of my brain. I'm interested to find out what this brain can do. It's kind of like if you guys have children, you might want to have them sit down and listen to this if they can. I know this might be like them listening to the news, but when I was in my 20s, I had a bout with the devil's nectar, if you know what I mean. And here, me at 47 years old, I don't have that problem anymore. Kicked that a long, long time ago, because I started realizing how and I'm not gonna say I don't partake if somebody was like, would you like a cocktail, or I don't have a good time, because I really do. But I started realizing everything that my brain could do. I started realizing that, man, you good at math, you good at numbers, you good at finance, you good at all this, because I started operating using the fullness of my brain potential. So when we sit down and we do music, I'm not doing this stuff really. I like classical music, but I want to see if I can push myself to the max capacity at 47 years old. Getting the song wrong. I want to see if I can push myself to its max capacity. Break it down. And this is involving memory. It's involving timing. It's involving hearing. This is involving all your senses, your senses. You guys can tell I'm a little bit rusty because I've been throwing shorts out throughout the week, just to keep my engagement level with the audience and keep me inside the algorithm of YouTube. But why music? I'm gonna go back to that. Why music? Why anything that you do? I'll ask yourself that question. Why do you do anything? Now, you may go to work because you have to go to work. You guys see me. I got my Leslie's hat on. And keep this in mind. I'm self-employed. I really don't have a schedule. I don't have a time limit. I came on yesterday. I took a nap. But why do we do anything that we do? What is your purpose? They had a book back in 2002, Purpose Driven Life. What is your purpose? Was it every breath I take, I'm watching you. What's your purpose? What is your purpose for taking the steps that you take? Okay, well, we got to go to work because we need to pay bills. We have to pay bills. But once that is all said and done, would you continue to do it? Personally, I would, because I don't think the good Lord meant for us to be, just uninspired. He meant for us to be lazy. What is your purpose? It's like if you ask me, what's my purpose for doing music? My purpose for doing music, like I told people, I'm gonna drop some cool beats. This already plugged up, but I'm gonna make some cool stuff and put some keys with it. But my purpose is actually so that I can teach this to people. That is my purpose. So I could teach this to people, and I don't want to say children. I probably want to gear this more towards adults so that they can engage better. It's like if I had a mission statement, what's your mission for this foundation? Well, I actually want to teach the adults. I actually wanna get you after a long day of work. Say, hey, how was your day? I want to ask you how was your day? How was your day? And I actually want to teach you to I want to teach you to engage with your children. It's like, okay, well, you gonna get lessons from me, and at the same time, if you want your children to have lessons, I want that to be an option for you. You know, one of the one of my supporters, don't know your name yet, Miss. I'm very sorry. But well, I think was it you that said that the mother and daughter couldn't get along? And that may be true, but at the same time, I still want that to be an option, whether you can bring this to your child, or fathers, if you're sitting down. It's like if I had children, which I don't have children, but this is going to be what they know. This is working with these hands. I'm about to go outside, work on this car. Come here, hand me that 5/8 quarter wrench. Hand me this. This is a tire. This is safety. I'm gonna start teaching them all of that at a very young age. And I know this topic of conversation is going in different directions, but it's all gonna hit home as to why I do the things I do. Why specifically piano? I'm gonna start teaching them at a very young age. Hey, you don't if you pick up an iPad, I'm going to give them options. I'm going to give them options as far as, you can do this or you can do that. Some options have consequences. Yeah, here's the thing. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Okay, I couldn't do it because my systems apparently are still packed in boxes. I moved into this apartment I think this is going on my second season here. Life changes, life events, and I may talk about that on when I have conversations about relationships. But life takes you different places, and it took me here to start anew. Anyway, what I was looking for in the living room was I was going to bring to you all of my gaming consoles. I got an Atari. I got a PlayStation 4. I got a PlayStation 3. I have a Nintendo Wii. I have all these things, and I'm not against playing video games. I can be an avid gamer. But it's just I have these options here. I was playing some mint condition, and somebody said, "Hey, what is that? Is that a Yamaha that you're playing on, a DX, or is this a rolling? And I told the person, I said, hey, I said, right here, if I uncover all these papers right there, you're gonna see a rolling. You're gonna see a Yamaha MX-49 here. You're going to see a Micro Freak here that I have yet to plug in. And I know you guys are gonna look at these as, okay, well, those are your toys. I don't purchase these things that I didn't purchase these things to sit here and collect dust. I got a Kai MPC. I got one in the closet. I said everything that you guys see surrounding me, I'm eventually gonna make some money off of, or I am going to use to better myself. That's why I do music. I sat down and I said, man, yeah, I have options to I got options to play those things outside, which is, I'm not gonna say it's weird, because I might have some gamers on here, but when I was married, my first bout around, my wife rarely caught me playing video games. I would do that by myself early on a Saturday morning. All right, you going to get what done? I'm about to chill out and rock out with this Street Fighter for a minute, or at that time it wasn't Call of Duty. I have no idea how Call of Duty became what it was, because there were so many other better games. But back to the conversation. I have so many other options. So many other options than to sit down and let my mind just, and I'm not going to say video games are bad, but I have so many other options than that. My wife may tell you now, this about watching TV, blah, blah, blah. And I might tell her, I said, you see me get mine. You see me sitting down at the piano. You see me practicing. Even right now, when I got to go to the, after I finish this episode, which I believe is episode 18, you guys see me getting mine. I have some people that say, hey, why don't you do a workout channel? That's not the lane I want to live in. I actually want to live at this lane, and inspire people in general. It doesn't even have to be music, folks. As long as you have some purpose in doing what you do. This is just a stepping stone. And I'm going to stay consistent at it. Gotta stay consistent at it. Because if I don't stay consistent at it, think about this. If you invested a certain amount of time into a hobby, because right now, let's be real, a hobby is a hobby until you start making money off of it. Until you start getting some monetizations, it's still a hobby. But if you say, for an example, if you paid for piano lessons, and side note, I encourage all of you okay, I'm sorry. I just landed a side note. I might throw that out as a short, but that's gonna be in addition to the. Slow it down, Blair. Go with the get it right, get it right. Get it right. Fix those fingers. What score am I looking for? Where am I? Anyway, sorry, I took off. Mad music attention deficit disorder. Well, back to the question at hand. Why music? Because simply I can. Because you can. I am excited to see your progress. Here's the weird thing. My dad, we gonna see if we can get this right this time. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, we're gonna get this right. My dad is an accomplished author, maestro. You guys see how he got that in Spanish, Maestro Blair. And I've been meaning to shout his name out. A book called The Most Beautiful City. He's got some amazing pictures back here. Man. If you guys are interested to find out what this book is about, my other father in law, he's also a author as well. Another book that he's made, Walter Blair, MSE, Masters in Education, dual masters, all that good stuff. He is, as you can see, if you look at portions of this book, he is, okay, hold on, let me read this real quick. Let me read this really quick. Oh, no. It's not the Rainbow Reunion poll, but this book is, he's dedicating this to my sister who passed away of cancer at 41. She was a year older than me, but this book is written in Spanish and in English, and when my father he's a black man. When we went to Puerto Rico and they were saying some things, blah, 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 blah. This man switched from Spanish. He went from English to Spanish really that quick. And you could see the look on his face. And his look said, because I can. And keep this in mind. I know you're going to be like, well, didn't they put him, people might think you got that good hair, blah, blah, blah. I hate the term good hair, but that's what they call it, Hair that lock up, didn't they think you was part of them? No, when you go to another country, they know the black man, American man, we're not them, and they treat you as such. But when I saw this man switch to another language and communicate with them, he had this air about him, and it was because I can. Because I can. Kanye West had a song called Can't Nobody Tell Me Nothing. He got on the air and yelled out how he was going to be a billionaire. And I could tell by the way he said billionaire, he was spitting all over the place. But he said it. He said it and became it. And I'm going to give that as another topic of conversation about who we are as beings of people. What we have the capability of doing according to the book or the holy book that I read. I'm going to give respect to all holy books, but I'm only going by, the book that I read. You know, what actually we're gifted with. But it's because I can. It's because I can. You know, when I sit down and we gonna get this 100% right. Get it right, Blair. Because I can. Remember, if I'm going to, don't go to A major 7, I got a C minute. I like that walk up. Because I can. Because I can. You guys sit there and see me. And you guys are going to see me pick this thing up again. I mean, and here's the thing. When you start playing your guitar, I need to tune this sucker up. I think I could do this with the hit a So if I could keep this in mind. Get those fingers curves. Start that loop again. Okay, so I need to remember, if you ever gonna start playing this guitar, cut your nails. Kind of a D note. So just a soft strum, move it up a fret. And keep this in mind, this is all technique. You know, these strings ain't been touched, so my oil ain't coming off right. Get a little bit softer, curve that finger. Not on the fret. Let's see if I could land it on the fret. No. So let's go here. Give me a G. But make that like ah. Gotta carry the see, and you guys can see. Oh, you guys can't see my fingers. Let me go back home to your D. I cut my thumb. I cut that thumbnail. Hit your A note, G note, and that G is gonna have to go kind of like this. But you guys can see. Back home. So if I can go with the I think I hit that chord wrong. Anyway. Anyway, you can tell I'm super rusty at that. When I was taking it though, I hired me a guitar teacher, and I was already putting together chords. And where was I going with it? And then hitting that G chord and back home. You know, I was already putting chord structures together in my head, and he was like, "You're moving very quickly," and I was already doing melodies because of this piano here. So when I used to practice that guitar, I used to have the guitar here and the piano right here, and I was like, "Ooh, I like that. What chord is that?" You know, your six strings on your guitar is E, A, D, G, B, E. For those of you that want to play the bass, it's E, A, D, and G on a traditional 4-string bass. But because I had the working knowledge of the the piano, I was able to translate that over to guitar or violin. And all that really takes is just practice. Make sure you guys see how I got that long nail there. It may not seem long on camera, but it's too long to play the guitar. And of course, my fingers aren't callous yet, and my movements are a little bit rusty. Well, a lot bit rusty. But it's not gonna happen overnight. It may happen quicker than some or most. You know, Brian McKnight taught himself the guitar. Very good guitar player, because he also had working knowledge of the piano. Stevie J, and I'm battling. I said, who's if I had to take one of the two, would I take Stevie J or Jamie Foxx? I think it would be Stevie J. I think it would be Stevie J. Anyway, we going sideways on this topic, but I'm doing that because why the piano? Simply because I can. Because I can master the piano. Simply because I can. You know, that's the short answer to it. You know, Philippians 4:13, it says, "I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me." And I'll take it a step further. He already put all the abilities in you to conquer and do what you need to do. That's why does the eagle soar? And there are birds that soar higher than the eagle. Side note. But there are many different type of eagles too. I'm getting into my bird bag. But when you see a pigeon go to a certain height, and I used to always say this, I said pigeons can only go so high. You know, either you a pigeon or you an eagle. An eagle literally can just soar. And if I got the math right, I think it's about 5 miles up, and that's about at 30. Do I have that math right? Somebody fact check me on that. But why does it do that? That's because it can. Because it can. It's simply just, that's what it was created to do. So when you guys want to take on a new task, if you guys want to learn some Espanol, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo es José. Do not limit yourself. Don't let people say, well, you sound weird or Don't let that stop you. I feel the difference between us and children is children, you can see a girl or a kid with a cowboy hat on, or a girl with some rain boots turning circles in a store, happy, giggling. And I think this in the Bible, this is the reason why the Lord was like, man, these children are amazing. Anybody messes with them. We're not talking about children of God. We're talking about fresh newborns. Does anybody mess with their mind? They might as well go kill themselves. That's the judgment. That's how I know that there's a God. When I read that in the Bible, I was like, wow, you might as well go kill yourself. That judgment is going to be that critical on you. Anyway, when you see that child in the store doing that, just living his best life, living my best life, Lil Duval, ain't going back and forth with you. When you see a child living his best life, carefree in the world, it's doing that because it can. He don't care about what you say. He don't care about what you do. He'll look at you and he'll keep spinning in circles. Feed into that, encourage that. Don't stop that growth. Remember, do this because you can. Peace.